Hi, this is Pastor Munya of revivalrev.com, and thank you for joining me on this edition of the Pastor's Book Recommendation. Our focus in this edition is self-discipline and time management. Sometimes as a Christian, you can go to church, you can be inspired, you can receive prophetic word after prophetic word, and still struggle to be productive and effective in your life simply because you lack self-discipline and time management. So I have 5 book recommendations which I believe will push you in the right direction. The first book at number 5, it's a small, easy-to-read book by Brian Tracy called Eat That Frog. In his book, Eat That Frog, Brian Tracy states that one of the things that we need to do, because we have a tendency to procrastinate, to put off the difficult things. Sometimes it's the cold calling, sometimes it's attending a meeting, sometimes it's just picking up the phone and talking or speaking to a loved one, a daughter, perhaps a daughter that's struggling with certain issues. We have a tendency to procrastinate and to prolong the difficult decisions and choices that we ought to make. So he suggests that when you make those choices first, the rest of your day has a tendency to go easier or smoother. So that's one book that I would recommend. This is for beginners. It's called Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. At number 4, it's probably one of my favorite books, and it's a book titled The New Science of Personal Success, Change Anything by Kerry Patterson and one or two other authors. This book was an eye-opener when I first read it. If you've ever struggled with changing your diet, picking up exercise habits, if you've ever struggled with breaking certain habits, the authors of this book state that sometimes it takes more than willpower to make lifelong changes. So I would definitely recommend this book. I have this book in my library, and it's a book that I don't intend to give away. So that's at number 4. At number 3 is a book that I recently came across, and it's called Take the Stairs. Take the Stairs. It's an excellent book on the need to discipline yourself and the need to be committed. And the author is Rory Vaden. I would definitely recommend this book. And this is at number 3, Take the Stairs. At number 2 is Great by Choice by Jim Collins. Now, this book is primarily written to those that are in business, but I believe that the principles will apply in every sphere of influence that you may find yourself in. It applies to the housewife, it applies to the pastors, it applies to every single person because they are principles. But Great by Choice is an excellent book by Jim Collins, and he suggests that there are certain fundamental behaviors that you should always have. And he goes into great detail, so I'll definitely recommend that book. And at the top of my list for this month, for self-discipline and time management, is a book titled The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. This is an excellent book as well on self-discipline and time management. And I believe if you get your hands on any of the books that I've recommended, it will start you off on the right track. And I would recommend reading all 5 books. Remember, leaders are readers, but it's not just what you read, it's the things that you apply. The more things that you try, that's how your success rate goes up. So I'll definitely recommend these books. This is my first broadcast, so if there are any errors, apply a little bit of grace. But I'll be coming back and I'll have some more book recommendations. My wife will tell you that I am constantly reading. I probably read a book in every 2 weeks. I complete a book. But it's not just reading the books, it's applying the principles. You have to be a constant learner. You have to be constantly changing and constantly learning. So I trust that these books will be will be a tremendous blessing to you. And I heard one person say that, remember, cover bands don't change the world. Remember that you are an original, and that God does have a plan, a purpose, and a destiny for you, but you have a part to play. The God kind of life is dependent on your choices, on your decisions, on your ability to discipline yourself. All right, well, thank you for listening. Have a great day.